Everybody here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, the story. The story of Jerusalem, the story of Masada, that everything happened actually 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago. When the Roman in Jerusalem destroyed the temple, 1,000 Jews, 1,000, listen, 1,000 Jews, running all the way from Jerusalem to the desert, coming here, not from this side, from the other side, and walking all the way up. Over here we have a few Roman soldiers, and the Roman soldiers, the only few, and 1,000 people coming in, and 1,000 Jews living here in Masada. But when I say living here in Masada, I say living with peace. No one is running after them. And they have rooms over here, and they have water over here. I will show you the water system, and they have food over here, and they have all what they need. And they feel safe. But after 3 years, the Romans send soldiers, and you saw it in the movie, the Romans coming. And they're building around Masada small camp, like for the base. Take a look. You see over there, this one, the big square, the field counter? This is actually was the place where the Roman soldiers, and we have a few around. And then the Romans say, how are we going to reach the top of Masada? So what they done? They build a rampa, all the way from the right side. And when they built the ramp, the Jews over here realize that this is the end. This is disaster. What we going to do? What we going to do? What we going to do? And then they make decision that they will make the suicide. They will kill themselves. Now, in the Jewish tradition, it's not allowed. It's forbid to hurt your body. Forbid. To save life. If we need to save life, we will also cancel Shabbat. We will call to ambulance on Shabbat. We need to save life, not to kill. So they make decision because they realize that no one coming to help them. And then the Romans coming up and up and up and up and up. And then when the Romans show up, the Jews over here, unfortunately, kill themselves. Because they decided to end their life in this way and not to be slave or to be murdered by the Romans. But this has happened 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years after, 1948, we have the declaration of the Jewish state here in Palestine. Israel before 1948 used to be called in Hebrew Palestina, in English Palestine. And now we have a state, Jewish people after the Holocaust coming to Israel, building the country, and building also what we call the IDF. The Israel Defense Force is the army, the Israeli army. And the Israeli army, since 1948, able to protect the Jewish people here in Israel. The Jewish army here in Israel, able to protect the Jewish people. So Israel is it's a state, the only state for the Jewish people that been built to protect the Jewish people. 2,000 years ago, no one came to help to the Jews. 2,000 years after, again, it's the only Israeli soldiers that protect the country. Since 1948, bless you, since 1948, we have almost 24,000 Israeli soldiers that died for this country. But in the same way that we want to protect our country, since 1948, the first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, he say that we're sending our hands for peace. Today, Israel and Egypt, we have peace. Israel and Jordan, we have peace. We have a process that starts with the Palestinians, but someplace stuck. I don't know what will happen in the future with Syria or Lebanon. But here in Masada, the message is that it will never happen again. We have what we say, Masada will not fall again. Never again. And when we're talking about Masada, we're talking about Israel. When we're talking about Israel, we're talking about Masada. that Israel must be strong to survive, to protect Jews over here, because we can't trust someone else. Probably this room over here that we're sitting right now, because over here used to be also a wall, and probably people lived here 2,000 years ago. Maybe it was a house of someone, maybe it was a storage room, we don't know. But when we're walking around this area, this is a fortress that King Herod built to himself, in case that something will happen in Jerusalem, he can run all the way over here. But the real answer is that it's been built over here in this area to protect the salt, to protect the gold. The Roman was very rich people. From here we will continue all the way to the palace, and then over here to the right side to the synagogue. I hope that maybe the rabbi is wake up early and he already sitting and writing the Torah, because the way that he writing the Torah, we don't writing with a machine. It's not machine. It's a human being, like in the old days, sitting and writing every small letter and every page. And if he make any mistake, he have a small knife to take it out. And it's take more than 1 year, almost 1 year and a little bit more than 1 year to have to complete the one Torah. And it's not a book like a regular book. It's the rolling that we roll from one side to the other side. Okay, so over here we have X, Mr. X. What you remember from Masada is very important. No.